T marker, Napoleon review, guys. Get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan 680.
I'm Angela,
and this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you for making us a part of your day. If you haven't already, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to us, hit that little bell notification to get notified for our movie reviews in this case, or trailer reactions. And by the way, help us get to it because we are so close. We are less than 100 subscribers away from 13,000, guys. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Thanks for making us, you just watching our channel. Thank you so much. Thanks you for all the encouraging comments that you keep giving us over and over again, and we do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. But without further ado, what are we talking about today, Angela?
So this is going to be an interesting one. I know this was on Ryan's list.
Yeah, definitely.
For one of the most anticipated films of this year.
Yes, it was. Yes, so it was.
We have the pleasure of reviewing Napoleon.
Yeah, Ridley Scott's Napoleon, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby, tells of a story, an epic that details the checkered rise and fall of French Emperor Napoleon and his relentless journey to power through the prism of his addictive, volatile relationship with his wife, Josephine. All right, Angela, I know this isn't your kind of genre of film. It's not. It's not. You don't like war films or anything like that. But, knowing that it's Ridley Scott, knowing this is the guy that made Gladiator, this is the guy that made fantastic movies. One of my favorite war films, guys. One of my favorite war films, top 3. Oh, maybe even it's probably going to be my number 1, no matter what. But the number 1 movie that I can always see that's made by Ridley Scott, and you've seen it because I showed it to you. It's by Orlando Bloom. And Liam Neeson's in there. It's called Kingdom of Heaven. If you have not seen Kingdom of Heaven, stop what you're doing. Stop watching this review. I know I hate to say that, but stop watching this review. Go watch Kingdom of Heaven because that is a freaking amazing movie. But yes, we're talking about that Ridley Scott. That Ridley Scott that made those great, fantastic. The Martian, another great, fantastic film. Yeah, that was a beautifully done, put together of a film. But yeah, without further ado, Angela, what did you think of Napoleon, Joaquin Phoenix, and Vanessa Kirby? What did you think? Did it live up to the hype? Did it not? Or talk about it here.
So I knew going in, we had pretty high expectations.
Yeah.
The trailers made it seem so good. I personally love Joaquin Phoenix. You love Joaquin. You probably love him more than me. He's done so many great roles. He's not a stranger to portraying a famous character. I mean, he's done Johnny Cash before. He's also done the Joker. So I think he is such a great actor. I think he takes it maybe a little too far sometimes, but
a little bit.
But I think it's just a testament to his passion for his art. So he and Vanessa Kirby were pretty much the reasons why I saw this film. You're right. I'm not into history. I'm not into war films. I know who Napoleon is, and I'll preface this with, I do not know his backstory. We know of him, a historical figure. Most people know who he is. I don't know, the rise and fall. It was new information that he was emperor for a little bit. So that was
I knew he was emperor. I just didn't know. Yeah, we would really look into it. But I knew of that.
So given that, I will say those actors were the reason why I saw this film. Yeah. And they themselves did not disappoint me. I think Vanessa Kirby, she's from Mission Impossible. She's fresh from that. Like I said, Joaquin Phoenix has a whole repertoire, under his belt. Yeah. And they both were so great. I think they were so fun to watch on screen. They did exceptional. They in their own way, you know, and particularly together. But I will say though, and I know we talked about this coming out of the theater, I personally don't think it lived up to the hype that we had when we went into the film. See, and even more so when we first saw the trailer of this movie, I was mesmerized. I was just shocked and how great it looked. I mean, the trailer, and here's the thing, when it goes to this century timeline, right? I mean, the 18th, 19th century timeline here, when you mix the new music, because it may mix our music with that, I just kind of feels a little weird, but the trailer was fantastic. I thought I was going to have a problem with it at first, but then you get sucked into the powerful acting of both of them, with both the leads, but especially Joaquin Phoenix, Napoleon. You get to see the height as well because he wasn't a big guy. We get to see Vanessa Kirby give up her acting chops as charming character that she's passed to portray in this film. And I gotta give credit when it's due, guys. Vanessa Kirby and Joaquin Phoenix, they are splendid in this movie. Their chemistry is so good. There's a lot of moments in here where you are just suckered into their relationship in a way to where where's it going to go? Is it going to be beneficiary to either side, And again, this is coming from, we're not too familiar with the backstory. Maybe other people who know that history, kind of like, you could say how historically accurate it is. We can't speak to how historically accurate it is. At least in this moment. We'll look into it later. Yeah. But I will say, not knowing what's going to happen, I did feel that. Like, you kind of rooting for them in their own way. Yeah. Even though, Napoleon's responsible for a lot of deaths. So I will say, though, I did like a lot of the scenery. Like, we got to see a lot of the battles.
Yes.
And we got to see, a lot of, how do you say, like, it wasn't drawn out, because I know, and I don't mean to reference a different show, but Game of Thrones, when we watched behind the scenes, one of the creators said that there's such a thing called battle fatigue, where we as audience members get very tired of boring battle scenes. It's just, so I think the way that the battles were shown, they weren't drawn out. They were pretty quick. And I liked to see that. And it was brutal, to be honest. There was a lot of things we don't get to see in history that was shown, and it was pretty interesting to see his strategy and the way the battles, happened. So that
was really good.
I thought it was really good. Those scenes were done very well.
Sony Pictures and Apple TV. Apple TV, they know, and they could afford that level of quality of filming. And even more so, Ridley Scott. He hasn't really hit home with me in the recent films. They've been all right. They haven't been the best. In recent films that recently just came out. The House of Gucci was one that was really good. The Last Duel, which wasn't bad at all. Remember, we watched that one. It was like 3 different point of views. That was remember that movie? It was with Adam Driver in there, Matt Damon. It was a very bizarre of a movie, very different. And I didn't know what to think of it. I was just so lost in, like,
but I like
it was good. It was good. It just wasn't the level that I expect out of him. That's the thing too. When you get to a certain level, like Christopher Nolan, Ridley Scott, Steven Spielberg, you expect a certain level. You do. Yeah. You do. Okay. For certain directors, for certain actors, even actors, right? Of course. Sure. You want that certain level, because the level they've reached, the emotional movie theater experience they have given you. And I gotta give it to credit. Like, this movie wasn't great. Was this the greatest film? I think I saw someone comment, "This is the greatest Ridley." No, it's not the greatest Ridley Scott film. I have to politely disagree. I don't, whatever, call me crazy. I don't think any moviegoer would say that this is the best movie of Ridley Scott, because he has such a resume of films that he's directed nonstop. And I gotta say, no, I've seen way better movies.
Yeah, I will agree.
Countless movies. To me, my personal opinion, his best film is Kingdom of Heaven. But that's just my take there. But
Martian's pretty good.
Yeah, but which one?
The Martian.
Oh yeah, The Martian's really good too. Yeah. So anyways, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we're all gonna have even Alien as well. Like, we're all gonna have our own Prometheus. We're all gonna have our own opinion of what's the best movie of Ridley Scott, and that's fine. It is what it is. But the fact is that let's do credit when it's due here as well. The costumes were really good. I like the costumes. One of the great things I did like about this was the scenery of choice. Whoever did the scouting for this, where the film scout, where they're gonna film the film set scout, we're gonna film this side here. We're gonna do that was really good. Yeah. The location scouting was freaking fantastic.
It's supposed to be mostly like I think in France, they battle a lot in France, and then also they try to invade Russia. So I think I agree with you. The scenes they chose for the battle, the way it was really cool to see. I agree with you. The costumes and the costume design was fantastic. Yeah. And again, I really liked that we, especially me, because I'm not into history, I learned a lot, and they did give like titles of like, this is so and so, and this is their position or their title. So I like to explain certain things without having to overdrawnly explain it. Yeah. So I gotta say though, I appreciated that. I agree with you. It's not the best film from him. Yeah. But I did enjoy myself watching it, especially the 2 main leads. They're rock stars.
Yeah, they were. I loved Vanessa Kirby in here, and that's the thing too. I loved their moments, and even more so, I love their solo moments together, but it didn't save the film for me. I cannot say this is the best movie of the year. This isn't. This is, which is crazy because I went in with high expectations. I'm not gonna lie, I did. The trailer, all the trailers that were coming out, the promos for it, even the still image of Joaquin Phoenix in that uniform with that poster that Apple TV first gave out. That was a fantastic poster. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I thought that was really good. But I gotta say, that's pretty crazy. I was just like, wow. I mean, I wanted to believe the hype in a way. I was like, okay, we're about to be into this epic journey of Napoleon and figure out how he became into power and all this. But the pacing wasn't the issue. I don't even like. I think the pacing was well put together. I think the pacing was the issue in the last Hunger Games that we saw. But in this one, it wasn't the pacing for me.
For me, I think it was maybe the trailer gave too much. Because like, for example, one of the scenes that's in the trailer is where he like geniusly attacks enemy lines on like a frozen lake, and so there's actually a lot more casualties because the ice starts to break and it takes everybody down, right? So we had seen that in the trailer, and I know it's supposed to be a moment of like sheer shock and terror that like a lot of these men are not going to escape this lake, but I didn't get that impact because I already kind of saw it coming. Pretty much like all the scenes from the trailer were in that scene. So it kind of lessened the impact, the shock for me, and I feel like that was true for a lot of the other scenes. I had already seen it, so I kind of see it coming. You know,
it kind of left me, I'm not gonna lie, you know, after watching this film, you know, this movie really left me wanting more to desire. I felt like that I wanted more out of it, more of the epic battle scenes that we got. But again, it was a lot to cover in this what was the runtime of this film?
30 years.
So like 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's still a long film, but it goes by very quickly.
Which I like. I like, again, I'll circle back to my point. I liked that the battles and stuff were not drawn out. Like, we do see battle scenes, but it wasn't like they spent 30 minutes, 40 minutes on one epic battle scene. Like, they didn't need that. And I liked that they also put the dates because you could follow along. They skipped ahead because again, it's like almost 30 years worth.
You kind of you know where they're at. You know where we're at. You know where we're going.
So I will appreciate that. But again, overall, I think it was fun to watch. It was a good film. I will agree with you. It's not my favorite. But I'm curious to see what y'all think.
You know, I just a lot of it has to do, even the poster, you know, he came from nothing, he conquered everything. I think that's really great. There was definitely a moment, you know, especially that scene where we get to see it. We saw the trailer, right? We saw it. I love that scene where they come in, the soldiers come in and we're like, shall we vote? I thought that was really great. I love that presence that Joaquin gave out in this movie.
And it was kind of humorous. I don't know if it meant to be.
See, there's a scene, a funny story. So I was looking at the press junket for this, and then they interviewed Vanessa Kirby. There's a scene in here where, again, this is not a spoiler, right? It doesn't make any context to the story, but more so is that Joaquin Phoenix went under a table and grabbed Vanessa Kirby and put her under the table laughingly, and they were just giggling.
It's in the trailer.
So that actually wasn't in the script at all. That just genuinely came from Joaquin, and Ridley Scott just ran with it. And we're like, all right, let's make it more, because it brought more emotion, because the way he was, it just brought more emotion to it. And there was a lot of humor. I was laughing more than I thought I would in this movie.
Interesting because I was like, is this supposed to be funny?
There's a lot of funny moments in here where you're just like, we're just giggling.
That I will say though, like I said, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. For like a like I said, genre I'm not into. But I did expect more.
Yeah, definitely did. And I gotta say though, I wanted more battle scenes. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted a little bit more. We did, right? We did get it, but I don't know. I just for me, it wasn't the pacing for me. I just wanted. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it's kind of hard to say what I got of it. Like,
it's missing something, but can't put my fingers on it.
I think it's missing like a big speech from Joaquin, because I gotta say, there's a lot of moments in here where Joaquin's like not even saying a word, and
you could also attack. You could also argue maybe Napoleon wasn't big on speeches.
True. Yeah.
Because again, I don't know. Yeah. A lot of his story and you know what happened there and how he was and everything. It portrayed him that he was very well liked in the military. He
definitely
is definitely one of the world's best military leaders to this date. So it was cool to see that, but again, I don't know personally. You could you tell us how historically accurate this is.
Yeah, and was this the film that we deserved, Angela?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm down for any movie that's supposed to educate, and also not just that, but like get us interested enough to look it up ourselves.
In the history, exactly,
and
exactly.
You know, see what's going on there.
Rating 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. When you give this rating,
I get a 5 because
wow, that's actually really low. Wow, I'm surprised.
No, Damn. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 because
again, it's not don't change your mind. That's it.
It's not my cup of tea. Again, it's the time period. I'm not into that. I'm not into history. Mm-hmm. It's just
I got you.
It was a little disappointing. I had a higher expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, aside from Vanessa Kirby and Joaquin Phoenix's performance, they were fantastic, and the rest of the cast. But it was, like you say, it wasn't enough to save the film for me, and I don't find myself immediately wanting to see it again.
Interesting.
So that's why it influences my choice.
Yeah, no, I got you, and it comes out. Of course, it just came out Thanksgiving week. I'm kind of interested to see how well we'll do in the box office and everything. But overall, you know, after watching this movie, I got to give it a solid 7. I'm gonna give it a solid 7, guys. There's again, we go back to where there's definitely these quiet moments that Joaquin just stares at the camera, which I did love and enjoy. The tactics of the battle tactics of Napoleon, a lot of his W's that he got in this movie. It's huge. It really is. It really is huge. It's
the
crazy.
Losses are huge.
And the losses are huge, and it's wow, it's just insane, shocking, and how much he conquered for just being a little guy, you know. Even more so, I think that's the more point of the story is that he was such a little guy. And
I mean, define little because he's 5'6". I googled it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He's like your height.
Okay, well, there you go. See that? I mean, I'm little. I'm short. I'm a short guy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm a short Mexican guy. That's all I'm saying. But regardless, though, you know, I it's the ambition of one small man. That's all I'm saying. My height. My
and he still lives to this day.
Yep. Yeah. He still lives.
His legacy lives on.
Yeah. His legacy lives on. Even more so, like the history that people want. I mean, because it should, you know, everything history. You know, they always say history repeats itself in a way, and in a way it kind of does. But more so, we just hope we will never see this again. But yeah, because it's definitely crazy and insane, and definitely a dictator of himself. But yeah, definitely. But
crazy.
Oh yeah. We do recommend this movie, guys, to Alamo City Movie Talk goers. We do recommend this film, a little bit above average rating. We do recommend this movie, but in all bets aside, I gotta say I wanted to love this movie, but I did not.
Now, my follow-up question for that is: do you see Joaquin or Vanessa being nominated for Academies?
I don't know. This is definitely going to be I believe we're going to see more Oppenheimer nominees, but that's just my take. But of course. But you think Barbie might get nominated this year?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I hope so. I hope
so here's the
Gosling gets his.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't know about that, but here's the thing: can Napoleon get nominated, or can Joaquin Phoenix get nominated? I don't know. I mean, because of the fact that how much we got aside, right? Wonka hasn't come out yet. I mean, I'm still thinking of another movie, but other Oscar-worthy films, but this was definitely the last Oscar-worthy, not Oscar-worthy, but like Oscar expectations to make the Oscars. And I gotta say, you know, Vanessa, I could see her making it.
I could see both of them getting nominated,
but not winning it.
Correct. Yeah. So they're up against tough competition this year. There's a lot of films that have come out that are just.
I think Emily Blunt will get nominated and win with Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. I think Cillian Murphy is definitely going to win with Oppenheimer, but that's just my take.
Poor Things hasn't even come out yet either. That'll probably
that's
right. Get nominated.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So there's like a whole bunch of films we're forgetting, but I know they have tough competition this year.
Yeah,
especially with Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah.
Those are the big hitters, and so I do see them getting nominated. Vanessa and Joaquin.
If Christopher Nolan does not get nominated for Oppenheimer, I'll be pissed off. But I mean, I don't know. I could see Ridley Scott getting nominated for this though, because
for what,
it was still directed very good for Napoleon.
But for best director.
For best director, for best director, at least nominated, not win it. I want Christopher Nolan to win it. That's who I want. But that's just my take there. But yeah. I want him to win. I want him to win. Take the gold, baby. Take that gold home. Take that gold trophy. But anyways, thank you guys for making us a part of your day.
Barbie needs to win.
No, as always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan 680. No, Barbie ain't gonna win crap. Okay,
she better win best director.
No, I don't know about that. Greta Gerwig. No, I don't know. Eesh, I don't know. Oof. But anyways, I'm Ryan Takeler, Ryan 680.
I'm Angela Takarian.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. And that will be another conversation for a later movie review or later Oscar expectation video. But yeah, we'll get to work on that. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. I don't catch you there.